You don't need to earn a fortune to achieve financial freedom. That's right. Many of the most financially stable people I know don't have exorbitant salaries. Their secret is a strategic mindset. They made their money work for them. And that's exactly what we're going to explore together for the next 10 minutes. Get ready, because I'm going to guide you through a powerful step-by-step guide that can change your financial life in just 6 months. A detailed month-by-month plan that has already taken thousands of people out of the suffocation of living paycheck to paycheck to a reality of building wealth. If this is your first time here, nice to meet you. On this channel, we talk about practical financial education and personal development. Let's get straight to the point, starting with the first month of transformation. Month 1. Have you heard of the ostrich effect? It's that behavior in which we ignore uncomfortable situations, thinking that if we don't look at it, the problem will simply disappear. And this is very common when it comes to money. Maybe you've avoided checking your bank balance after a weekend of spending, or ignored your credit card statement for fear of facing reality. This is the ostrich effect in action. The brain tries to protect us by pretending the problem doesn't exist. But here's the truth. Avoiding it only makes things worse. Small debts snowball, stress builds up, and soon we feel like we're out of control. But everything changes the moment we face our finances head-on. Clarity replaces anxiety. So, in this first month, your mission is to rip off the bandage and take control of your financial life. Start by calculating 4 key numbers that will guide your entire plan. The first of these numbers is your net income, the amount that actually goes into your account after taxes. The second is your essential expenses: housing, food, transportation, and basic bills. The third number involves what you've already set aside for the future, such as savings or investments, even if they're small amounts. And the fourth number is how much is left over for leisure and life's little pleasures. When you put all this down on paper, you might feel uncomfortable. You might realize that you spend too much on delivery or that streaming services represent more than you would like in your budget. But this discomfort is important, because knowledge is power. Knowing where your money is going is what will allow you to stick to your plan. To do this, use a spreadsheet or app that automates calculations and makes your routine easier. The less friction, the greater the chance that you will maintain this habit. Month 2. Now that you have a clear idea of your numbers, it's time to create your safety cushion. The goal is to save 1 month's worth of your essential expenses. For example, if you need $2,500 to live, that's the amount you will save. Doesn't seem like a lot. It may be, but this step already puts you ahead of a good part of the population that still lives in a tight spot. And here's an important tip. Don't think that you are depriving yourself. Think that you are buying freedom. To achieve this goal, it's worth canceling subscriptions that you hardly use, avoiding unnecessary purchases, and cooking more at home. Each cut is temporary and has a purpose. If you can't save everything at once, divide this goal into 2 or 3 months. But be honest. Don't use this as an excuse to keep spending on things you don't need. The faster you build up this reserve, the faster you'll free yourself from the cycle of dependence on your next paycheck. Month 3. It's time to face your debts and, at the same time, start building your emergency fund. Many people try to pay off debts and save at the same time, but end up stuck halfway through. The secret is to separate good debts from bad debts. Student loans or mortgages, for example, can be considered investments. Credit cards and high-interest loans, on the other hand, are real anchors that prevent you from moving forward. The plan now is simple. List all your debts from highest to lowest interest rate. Anything that is above 8% per year needs to be eliminated as soon as possible. Use the money left over after your essential expenses and allocate as much as possible to pay off those high-interest debts. And when they are eliminated, redirect that same amount to strengthen your emergency fund. Start by saving 3 to 6 months of your basic expenses, depending on how stable your income is. but don't get stuck in this step for too long. Month 4. Congratulations on making it this far. Now that you've eliminated debt and built your emergency fund, it's time to take the next step: start investing. And yes, you can invest while you continue to build your emergency fund. The first thing to check is, are you taking advantage of the benefits offered by your employer? Many retirement plans have a company match, which is equivalent to free money. Take advantage of this. Next, open a tax-exempt investment account depending on your region. In United States, for example, there are automatic income savings accounts and also private pension funds with tax advantages. The important thing is that this account helps you keep your earnings away from the tax bite. Finally, start with simple and diversified investments. Market index funds are great for beginners and have great long-term performance. Don't overcomplicate things. The focus is on consistency. So, to keep things simple and effective, opt for diversified index funds. These funds replicate the performance of broad markets, such as the S&P 500 in the United States or the Ibovespa in Brazil. They are one of the most stable and intelligent ways to invest in the long term, with low management fees and an excellent history of growth. By investing regularly in these funds, even with small amounts, you take advantage of the power of compound interest and dollar-cost averaging, diluting market risks. The important thing here is not to try to get the timing right, but rather to be consistent and maintain discipline. In the meantime, keep feeding your emergency fund until you reach the ideal reserve for your lifestyle. And remember, your goal is not to get rich overnight, but to build a solid and lasting foundation of financial security. Now, as you enter the 5th month, it is time to strengthen what you have built so far. This is the moment when you start to create real, tangible financial goals that motivate you to continue progressing. These goals can vary from person to person. It could be paying off a mortgage, taking a dream trip, investing in your own business, or ensuring your children's education. The important thing is that these goals are clear, with defined deadlines and exact amounts. Create a visual chart of these goals. It could be a vision board, a spreadsheet with progress bars, or even a physical bulletin board in your room. This will give you a concrete idea of how far you've come and how much further you still have to go. When we see progress before our eyes, our brain understands that we're in control, and this gives us the energy to keep going even when faced with financial difficulties or consumer temptations. In the 6th and final month of this transformation plan, you enter a new phase: automating your finances. This means that a large part of your personal financial system should work on its own, without relying on your willpower all the time. Start by setting up automatic transfers to your investment account as soon as your paycheck arrives. Do the same with your emergency fund deposits, if you haven't already done so, and with paying off any outstanding debts. Automating means removing repetitive decisions from your daily routine, which reduces mental fatigue and increases your chances of sticking to your plan in the long term. The fewer financial decisions you have to make on a daily basis, the more likely you are to remain consistent. And by the end of this 6th month, you won't just be someone who tries to take better care of their money. You'll have become a new person with completely transformed habits, vision, and financial stance. And that's exactly what differentiates financially free people from those stuck in the eternal cycle of paychecks and bills. It's not about how much you earn, but how you organize yourself. During these 6 months, you learn to face your finances with courage, build a solid foundation, eliminate debts that drain your energy, build a strategic reserve, invest intelligently, and, above all, create an automatic system that works in your favor. Now it's up to you to decide what to do next. If you've made it this far, congratulations. But don't stop now. Keep exploring, learning, adjusting, and growing. Each video here on the channel brings new tools and strategies for you to take the next step toward true financial freedom. Did you like this content? Then subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video with someone who also needs to take control of their financial life. See you next time.